It's not what happened to you, it's what you decide to do with it. And friend, I know that can be so hard to hear because it's so easy to get caught up in the story of what happened that you allow it to define you. But stay until the end because I'm going to give you a simple process to help you reclaim your power and your position because you are not what happened to you. You are the one who gets to decide what you will do with it and what you are going to build instead. So let's really get into it. If you are new here, hey, I'm Letitia, your identity shift coach. And make sure that you are subscribed because we have the real conversations like this every single day. So, subscribe, friends, so that way you know as soon as these go live. Now, friend, I have to talk so much about this because it's really me talking to the old me right now. Because it took me way too many years of my life to realize this pattern that I had of stewing in what had happened. And I'm talking simmering, crock pot all day, overnight, friend. That was me. Because Lord knows I could stew in something that had happened, okay? And I allowed it for way too long to keep me stuck. The things that happen are completely outside of your control, but you get to control what you do with it. And when I reflect back on my life, the things that I've been through, the things that I've overcome, I'm talking divorced, single mom, raising two babies on my own, to the loss of my granny and my mom, my two anchors in this world. To have gone through all of that and not allowed it to define me or my destiny, friend, that is a testimony within itself, okay? Because any one of those things could have completely taken me out the game, okay? But the one that absolutely almost did was the loss of my mom. When she made her transition to heaven, a part of me went with her. And I realize now that part of me that went with her, it was an old version of me, the one who used to complain all the time. And I mean, all the time. The constant complaining, the one who didn't believe that love was possible for her. That version of me, she had to go. In order for me to have the life that I have now, those parts of me needed to go. I'm telling you, friend, this has been years in the making of really understanding this. And I don't want what has happened to you to hold you back any longer than it already has. Going through my grief journey, it allowed me to shed things about myself that were no longer serving me because I had a real close and upfront view to understand just how short life is, just how precious life really is. And that desire to complain about things that just don't even matter, it evaporated. It completely went away. That old belief that love was not possible for me, I knew that that was a lie. That was just my fear and doubt talking. And that went away too, mainly because I started to fall in love with myself. And in really appreciating my own self, seeing my own value, my own worth, and loving myself properly, that is what opened up the door for everything else. But when you have a chance to really understand just how short and precious life really is, it changes the game. So, I want to give you these few simple steps to take to help you reclaim your power and your position. Because what we don't realize is the more that we tell that same old story of what happened, the more that shapes your lived experience. The more that very thing is what's driving the future that you're building. And it's not the future that you want, it's the one that keeps you stuck and swirling around in the how could they and the whys of it all. And I am the first to tell you it is important to do this first step, process and release. Because, friend, there's no skipping over it. When I lost my mom and I had to go through my grief journey, I had to get a grief counselor because there it was just too big for me to do on my own. And listen, I used to be little miss, pick yourself up by the bootstraps and let's get it done. That was me. But after the loss of my mom, that wasn't going to work. Those were tools from old seasons that wasn't going to work in this new season. And thank the heavens that I got a grief counselor because she really helped me to walk through that time because I needed guidance. There was no way I was getting through that on my own. And so it is important to process, but also to release. We cannot hold on to that old story forever. It was never meant to be your story forever. It is your story for a season. So it is so important for you to do what you need to do to process and release. Sometimes it does mean you got to get some help. Listen, whatever positive resources you can use, utilize them. Technology is here and upon us. We have resources at our fingertips, and there's something for everyone. So find whatever it is that works for you, and don't limit yourself to just having one thing. Sometimes we need a committee, honey. We need a board of directors to help us get this thing back on track. You might need a counselor, a coach, a therapist, a doctor. Like you might need all of it, friend. Okay. Stack your resources up. You hear me? But process and release is such an important step. The downfall is this is often where people stay. We can get stuck in the process of it all, but never really get to the release. So, it is important to work through the emotions and do your healing in this area. Just don't spend all of your time and energy here. Be willing to move on to the next steps. Step two is reclaim your power. Who are you going to be anyway? Listen, when I got a divorce, I had a choice. Was I going to just continue to live out that label of being divorced? No, I wanted to be remarried. So I owned the fact that God made me a wife. So don't allow the labels of a season to dictate what your lived out destiny is going to be. You get to decide who you are going to be. When I was a single mom, I knew that that was not supposed to be forever. And me losing my mom and feeling incomplete, I knew that that was not a place that I was meant to stay forever. That the complete feeling that I had been looking for all along is something that I had to give myself. That was a gift that I had to give me. So decide who you will be in spite of what has happened or because of what has happened. But don't allow that to be the end of your story. You get to decide who you will be instead. So, who is that for you, friend? Is it the successful businesswoman or the woman who has an amazing, fulfilling career? Is it being a mom, a wife, a partner, a best friend? Is it being the person in your family who is the pillar and the anchor within your family? Define that for you, not allowing your circumstances to do that for you. When you allow life and your circumstances to dictate who you will be, you have handed your power over to them, and they don't have no problem assigning you whatever they want, okay? So, this is you reclaiming your power, you deciding for yourself what is this season of life giving birth to within you. Because when my mom made her transition to heaven, mm, it gets me emotional just thinking about it. That time, it could have taken me out the game, but I wanted to live so fiercely, so fully for my babies. I wanted to live for my mom who's not here anymore. And when I go on vacation, there is a certain beach hat that she had, and I take it with me on vacation. Sometimes I wear it, sometimes it's just with me because I want her to have the experience with me. She may not physically be here, but her presence is forever felt because her presence is still very much alive. That's an energy that can never be denied. So, friend, decide who you will be no matter what has happened to you, because that is truly where your power lives. And you own that. You have that. You can access that anytime you decide to. So decide that the time is now. Okay? Okay. And step 3 is define your position. What is your new story going to be? Because, friend, your story did not end with what happened to you. The story continues, and you have the pen in your hand. So, what is that next chapter for you? What is that new version of you that's coming to life because of all of this? What is her life like? What are you dreaming of? What are the desires that are still very much alive on your heart? What do you want to write next? What do you want it to be next? What are you looking forward to? Because I know it can be so hard to lift your head up and look to the future. But, friend, you still have one, and it's very much bright and alive. So, what is next for you? I knew God made me a wife, and honey, I am that, okay? Happily, okay? Happily and very proud, okay? Of myself and him. Hello. So, friend, I'm telling you, whatever the dreams and desires that are on your heart, those are your roadmap. They are calling you forward. So, what is that story? Write it out, friend, and then live it day by day. Friend, I'm so excited for you. I hope that you are excited for you because your life didn't stop at what happened to you, and you still have so many more chapters to live, and you still get a say. That is so important to remember, friend. The power is right at your fingertips. So let me give you a journal prompt, okay? What is the story that you will process and release that no longer defines you? Now, listen, friend, spend some time here. I know that I mentioned earlier that these were 3 simple steps, and the steps are simple, but the process often is not, because this really requires you to do your work. There's no time frame on when this assignment has to be completed, friend. Maybe you are in step 1, or maybe you find yourself really leaning into step 2 or step 3. These are phases and processes to move through. So don't feel like you're behind or like you have to rush your way through it. Honor where you are. Honor the story that you have to process and release. And whether you are still in the process phase of it or the release phase of it, that is what is true for you, and honor that, friend. This is not something that you can get wrong. But what I do invite you to do is, for the amount of time that you have spent in step 1, spend equal or more time in steps 2 and 3, because those deserve just as much of your own special brew of tea, your time, your effort, your energy. It deserves that much of you, friend, not just processing what has happened in the past, but processing so that you can stand firm in your present and be willing to dream again of what your future holds, and to actively be moving forward towards that, to be in a position that you're standing in your power and your strength, and you are moving towards that desired future, not holding on to the things of the past or allowing those things to hold you back. They don't have the power over you. You do. Oh, so good. And friend, tell me in the comments, what's your new story? I want to know. What is the next thing that you are dreaming up? What would you like to see in your next chapter? Share it in the comments, friend, because I want to hype you up, okay? Because we are actively looking forward and moving forward. Yes, the things of the past that have happened to you, they have made you into this beautiful being that you are today. But that is not the end of your story. It is just a part of it. And you still have beautiful parts to be lived now, and even more beautiful parts ahead of you in your future. So let's do it, friend. Okay. Ooh. And listen, to know me is to know I love myself so much. I don't play about me. And if you hang out with me long enough, you will love yourself so much that you won't play about you either. Okay, friend? I can't wait to hang out with you more in the comments, and I will see you in the next video tomorrow.